Welcome one and all to Where'd You Get That? Today I'm going to share with you where I got this.
I think I'd rather let my passion save me. The change of mind, a change of matter lately. I had to pick up the pace, knowing to slow down. Find my place anywhere but this ghost sound. Crazy.
Now this is a custom pop that I made for my son. I've made several for family members and for friends, and I just think pops are custom pops are just fun gift ideas. They're not too expensive if you do it yourself. Now, if you want to find someone to make it for you, there's no shortage in that area. There's a lot of people on Etsy or even Instagram that you can find, and they do amazing jobs. They will cost quite a bit of money for you, but again, you get what you pay for. You look at their reviews, and a lot of people, it's worth it. For some people, might pay upwards of $100 to get a custom pop with a custom box, and and if you're happy with it, you're happy with it. So, but what I wanted to share was the affordable way that I've come to, and what I've done for myself is I've broken it down into 5 categories in making an affordable pop. Now, this is the easiest, bare bones way to make a custom pop, and it is not very difficult. Like, there's no clay involved. You don't have to Frankenstein your Funkos, put them together, build some. This is the bare bones that I'm going to show you. I'm not going to show you all the other stuff that's a little more advanced. So if you just have an idea, you can go with it. Now, the cool thing about Funko is that a lot of their characters, they are getting more details now, but they can be really generic. So, for example, if you look at some of the TV series characters, so if you look at the line from like New Girl, and you're gonna see characters where they have just a regular button-down shirt and jeans or slacks, and that could be anybody. And then if you look at the heads, there's so many Funko Pops out there. You can find a head and say, hey, that looks like so and so, and it could just be a matter of swapping heads and say, here you go. This looks just like you, and then if you want to go further, get a box. To me, I think the box really sells it, but it's up to you. The thing that I had to learn early on, the hard way, was that not all Funko Pops are made the same. So you might see a head and think, hey, that looks like so and so. You see a body, you think, oh, that's perfect. That's what I want to do. But then you purchase both, like I did. I bought 2 of them, and I realized that the bodies and the heads don't go together. So if you find a character for like Marvel superhero, or Star Wars even, a lot of those, I'd say the majority of them, they're bobbleheads, and they're not vinyl. So if you buy a Funko Pop that's vinyl with the pop that's bobblehead, not gonna work. So for example, I got Kylo Ren right here and bobblehead, and so if I got this character here, it's not gonna work. So I had to learn the hard way. So when you're looking at a box and you think, hey, does it say, is it vinyl or just vinyl? Is it bobblehead? At the very bottom here, it'll tell you. So if you see a character you like, just read the very bottom underneath the name. It'll tell you if it's a bobblehead. If it's bobblehead, it'll say bobblehead. Vinyl figure, it'll say vinyl figure. So I learned the hard way, sharing that with you. Enjoy. So now the second thing, though, let's say you get 2 pops that are both vinyl, and you think, okay, well, I got it in the bag. I got this head that looks great, and I got the body that looks great, and I try to fit them in, but wait a minute, not all necks are the same size. So if you can see these 2, they're not the same. So it's not going to fit the same. You might have to modify it. So if you get in a situation like this, it's not the end of the world. What I've done is, let's say I wanted to use the body with the thicker neck, and the hole here was too small. I just modified it. I got a razor, cut it a little larger, fit right in. It was great, no problem. Now, if you're working the other way, you want to use a figure with a thinner head, and it is just too thin for the head that you want to use, and it slips right through. What I've also done is I've got some clay and I baked it around here, the neck. I just made it bigger. I made the neck bigger, and it worked fine. So not the end of the world, but if you get in a situation where you got bobblehead and vinyl, good luck with that. So as you can tell, this is a head from a bobblehead. That's just not going to work if you want to intermix them. So anyway, just shopping for the pops. Now when I custom them, customize them for myself or for as gifts, I'm gonna spend as little money as possible. And so if you just go to Facebook Marketplace, you're gonna find, a lot of people will get rid of their their walls of Funko Pops, and sometimes they're cheap. Sometimes they'll give them away for $5. So I have purchased pretty much all of my custom made for $5. Now, if I think there was one that I probably spent about $10 on because I needed it. It was for a gift, and I just had to have it. It was just perfect, and so I went ahead and paid the extra 5. But again, that's just not a lot of money. So Facebook Marketplace is a great place to go, and if you just go to the Funko Pop shop online, you can look at all the vinyl figures. Again, if you want to customize it for a friend, family member, go to the TV shows. That's what I would recommend first. You're going to see a lot of just generic clothing, the heads, you're going to find someone that looks like somebody. Again, not that hard. So the best possible scenario that you can do is that. And actually, one of the most recent gifts that I gave to someone was I just did exactly that. I got the head from a pop, and I got the body from another one, and they fit right in perfectly. The only thing I had to do was I think I just painted the hair. So that was it. It was very simple. Now I made the box myself, and in another video I'll explain the box situations. So again, number one, just find the perfect head, find the perfect body for the person you're making it for, and try and go from there. Now the next thing is, okay, well, once you get your pop, well, how do you remove the head? Do they just pop off? No, they don't just pop off. At least that hasn't happened with me. Maybe they're made some randomly, maybe it might happen, but it's never happened to me. They're pretty solid here. So what I've done is what I found easiest way. Some people boil water and they'll put their pop in there, and it'll make it all nice and spongy, and then it comes right off. I don't want to mess with all that. So what I've done is I just got in Tupperware, filled it up with water, microwaved it for 1.5 minutes, and I mean it gets really hot. So drop your pop right in there, give it 1.5 minutes. Once you feel the head, once it's nice and soft, then it just pop right out. So some people, there's like this little round thing. See that little round thing? Some people like to take that off. I don't understand why. I don't like to do that. If you do that, great, go ahead. If that comes off because it's glued, and if it gets too hot and it wants to come off, that has happened because maybe just when it was manufacturing, it didn't glue on very well. If it comes off, it's not the end of the world. You get super glue it right back on, you're done. So again, all I do to take off the heads, put some water in here, microwave it, drop your pop in, leave it there for a minute, or at least once it's spongy. Now it is going to be hot, so handle with care at that point, and just be gentle with it when you take the head off. Just be gentle. So removing the head was actually the third step. So the first thing was shop for the pops. Second thing was head swap. Just be aware of the different head sizes. And then number 3 was removing the head. I just want to explain how that worked. Number 4 is painting. So if you like, for example, this is Ed Sheeran, all right? But if I painted his hair black and his skin a little darker, he actually looks like someone that I know. So I keep going back to this and thinking, man, that'd be a cool gift for that friend of mine. But we'll see. So you can just do as simple as that. I use acrylic paints, and you can buy them at Walmart for $1, $1.30. Once it's all nice and dry, just to seal it. And there are different sealants. There are the glossy, and there's the matte. And just depending on what I'm doing, figure out the right one. But usually matte if it's for a custom person. So that's painting, and you can use painter's tape. Sometimes it's kind of hard. So like if you wanted to paint this shirt here, but you don't want to paint the pants, just put painter's tape on there. That's what I do. Just painter's tape. I do all the painting by hand. Some people do spray paint, which is fine. And you just want to make sure that you cover everything that you don't want painted accidentally. What I do for the little fine touch-ups, I know I don't have expensive painting stuff, so I actually use just a little screwdriver to get just a little dab, just little areas. It just reaches there really good. It just works out for me really good. Again, just this little thin screwdriver that I have. I just dip it and then go to town on it. Works great. So, and the last thing, the fifth, so the painting was 4. The last thing is clay. Dealing with clay. Now, again, Walmart has little square things of clay for like 99 cents. And again, if you're just on a tight budget, that's great. They actually come in white, so once you bake it on there, you can just paint it whatever color you want. Or they actually come in different colors. So I have purchased a black one to make a beard. And so when it comes to baking clay on these Funko Pops, it is okay to put them in the oven. So I have done that, and it's worked out fine. Now, what's the degrees, or what's the temperature you use in the oven, how long, that information is actually on that little wrapper for the clay. So I just base it off of that, and it's worked fine. So I just got a cookie sheet, put some foil on it, put the pop there after I've put the clay around it. And again, if you want to do something simple, just you might want to use clay for just a little touch up. That's fine. And you'll be okay. It won't. Just be careful. Make sure you follow the directions, and you should be fine. So I have used it for a beard, or I have done some just complete makeovers for the pops. Now, what I wanted to show you was this pop right here that I made for my son. Again, I'm gonna explain how to make the box, or just kind of give some resources on the box, and on another video. So this one's for my son. I used 2 different pops, and my son's got green eyes, so I went ahead and painted the eyes green. So the head is from a different pop, the body's from a different one, and they fit right in. I didn't have to do, no, actually, I did have to cut it just a little bit. I had to modify the head, but it looks natural, so it looks fine. Now, all I had to do on this was, again, I just painted the eyes green with acrylic paint. I painted the sleeves here blue, and then I put a little Cubs logo. See if you can see. Yeah, there you go. Put a little Cubs logo on it because he likes the Cubs. Cubs. It just so happened, this is a pure coincidence. I promise you that I'm wearing the Cubs shirt, and Cubs is just kind of a thing in my family. So that's what I did for him. It looks like him. The hair looks great. Green. I painted the green eyes, and then of course I made the box for him. I'll explain how I did that in another video. Now that's really it. So again, if you can find a head that works with the body, put them together, you're done. And all you'll have is the pop say, here you go, I thought of you, and looks like you, works, and there you go. So baseball, what's also cool is you can find some that have, they're holding different things, and you can use those props. So again, for baseball, well, he likes baseball, Cubs, it just works. And if you get a character like this who's reading a book, you might have a friend who likes to read a book, and there you go. So that's it. That's all I got. Thank you so much for hanging out.